Hey, wild and crazies. Jennifer Outwater back on a happy Wednesday, October 19th. Super happy to be back. We've got everybody back in the groove this week, thank God. And I'm very happy about that because it's been a little, not stressful, but just busy trying to negate everybody's ups and downs. But we are back in the flow. And so I want to say hi to everybody. Hey, Sandy Gross. And Sandy, I owe you one, girl. Last week I did not mean to skip you, but I dang sure did. So I promise today we'll take care of it first thing. Hi, Izzy. Brigitte, hi. Brigitte, good luck. I think tomorrow's the big day, right? Super excited. Miss Carol, good to see you. Pamela Long, Victor, good to see everybody coming in. If you guys have a minute, share out if you would like to. If you don't want to, that's okay. I'm just not going to read you. I'm joking. It's all good. Anyway, it's good to be back with you guys. I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to report that the van will be done in 2 days. Can y'all believe that? A week and a half, this redneck has been out there building that van. Boy, we got hardwood floors, we got heating, we got cooling, we got solar, we got inverters, we got it all. Toilets, everything, you name it, it's in there. So I'm going to be making my trek soon, guys. Going to be making my trek soon. Let me know, especially on the Ascension Network. Write me privately and let me know if you guys want to get together. I'm going to be making my path through the north side or the north center part of the U.S. first, coming across like Kentucky, Iowa, those areas, coming down into Virginia and Tennessee and down to North Carolina. And then on the way back, I'll be making the southern trek, which will bring me through South Georgia, the panhandle of Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, obviously, and right back home. So I would love to set up, time to meet all you guys on the way through and get to know you. It'd be awesome. So welcome, everybody. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. Facebook user, if you can, jump over to the Ascension Network. If you guys are not on the Ascension Network, I won't see your names, and sometimes I won't see your questions. So do me a favor, stop where you are, jump over to the Ascension Network, like the page really quickly, and jump back into the show live there so I can see who you are, okay? All right, guys, so we're going to have some fun tonight. Kelsey's in the house. KJ's in the house. Awesome. Izzy, you're in Pittsburgh. I don't know if I'll make it that far, but I will dang well try. We're going to try to set it up. I would love to set up a couple of large kind of group reads with everybody when I come in different cities. That way we can kind of incorporate getting everybody together and having a really good time. So I'm going to work on it. But we're going to kick this off, guys. So if you have a question, please let me know. If you just like a general reading, let me know that as well so I know where to get started. As always now, because it's become the standard, I'm going to be pulling some of these. This will be the first card that you guys will get, will be the Shaman's Dream card, and that kind of sets up the basis for where your reading is going. And then the rest of it will be all mediumship. So don't fret yet. I'm going back to what I know how to do, which is just, reading. But it's going to be a good night, guys. Thank you for sharing out, guys. I really appreciate it. So let me jump in and see where we are. If you didn't put in that you want a reading and you were just greeting me, I'm telling you, hello, I love you. I'm glad you're here. But if you want a reading, you need to let me know, okay? All right, so let me go down. Oh, Carol, thank you. I look beautiful. Girl, I showered for the first time in 2 days and put makeup on for the first time in a week and a half. But right now, I have got the hands of a mechanic. You have no clue, girl. I've been knee deep in it. But thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Facebook user, you said, lucky me, you saw Rachel, Victor, and now you get to see me. Lucky us. We're happy to have you in, sweetie. Big time. Oh, hey, Pamela, I'm so glad you're here, too. We missed you this week. We missed you for sure. But listen, seriously, if you guys want to meet up, I will put up some, we're not going to call it tour dates, right? But let's kind of think of it that way. As I'm making my trip, if I know where I'm stopping for a night or two, then I can set it up to where we can all meet and kind of have that interaction. We can do a group read if you guys are up for that, or we can just hang out and I can cook out of the van. You guys are getting an Italian chef at your fingertips. Fresh pasta, tutti come ti voglio, eh? Così. Okay. KJ, good to see you, darling. And Brigitte, it's dress warm in Kentucky. It's freezing. I know. I'm not looking forward to freezing, but it's all good. I will freeze my bum off for you because Brigitte, for sure, I'm coming through to see you. There's no two ways about it. There's so many of you guys that I've gotten so close to that I can't imagine making that trip and not getting to hug your neck at least one time. That's really important to me. When I made the journey here to El Paso, do y'all know that's exactly what I came to do? I came to see people who were old clients of mine for years who I love. And look at me, ended up right here. So there you go. So the first person I see writing actually, hey, I'd like a reading, is Sandy Gross. So I'm going to get in there, Sandy, and give you a gross. All about animals or animals with Jaylene. Nice to have you, darling. And welcome to you. I love Virginia. I will get to you in just a second, sweetie. So Miss Sandy, let me see what I can pull up for you, my darling. And I do apologize. I felt so bad last week when it was all said and done because I went back through the comments. I always do because I miss the comments when I'm reading, you guys. I just don't look at them that often. So I go back after the show and I felt horrible because I value you. I value each one of you. So here we go, darling. You have a card that is a 4. This is the death of old ways and moving into new things. It is the cat e-pillar of opportunity. There we go. So this is all about you seeing fresh new opportunities. I feel like you have shed your skin, and not just recently, but like over the last 6-7 months. There has been this shift with you that is just like getting rid of everything. I mean, whether this was against your will or not doesn't matter. I know sometimes we think that the things that happen are out of our control, but we don't realize that they're all part of the bigger plan. It just feels out of our control because we didn't make the decision. Maybe somebody else was the catalyst, or the universe was the catalyst and pushing it in a direction for us. But in this way, you have shed your skin tremendously, and it actually lightens your load. If you can look at this in a new way, you're going to find that you feel lighter and happier in the very near future than you have maybe in a long time, like 17, 18 years actually is the number that I'm getting. So this is a time when you are saving money. This is a time when you are finding new ways to create money, when you are using that entrepreneurial mind of yours and all that creativity to find new ways to feed your soul and to hustle, because for you, it's a combination of the two. So it's all about putting the hustle and the creativity together and making really cool things happen. They're not huge projects, they're small projects, but that doesn't diminish what they are. Small projects are usually, in my opinion, the best way to go because they're manageable. So it's all about you and projects. It's also about you realizing which you've known this, and I can almost hear you saying this to keep your friends close and your enemies closer, but you're learning who in your life really matters and who does not. I think so many of us live in an illusion for periods of time in our life where we collect people unwillingly, and then we're just with them and we get comfortable with it, but we don't realize that they're not good for us. And so that's a movement that you're going through, but things really start to shift with you. And it looks like the first part of October, reality really sets in for you, like, holy crap, like this is all really changing. I've got the opportunity to change up every single aspect of my life to recreate who I am. And that's what I see you doing. I see you doing that over the next 9 months. In fact, I think it's going to be a continuous process of recreation, rejuvenation of spirit, which is something you need because you're here to help people. You're here to work almost in the capacity that I'm working, to be honest with you. But you have to set yourself up in a way where you not only see it, manifest it, but you believe it. And so that's where you are, Miss Sandy Gross. I am really, really proud of you, sister. You're coming along, girl. Now you're just going to cocoon and come right out of that sucker and spread those wings. And I'm proud of you for that. So keep up the good work, my love. Miss Pamela would like a reading. Pamela, I would love to give you one, girl. I am for sure coming to harass you, Pamela, when I'm making my trek through. I'm really hoping I get to see all of you guys. I can't stand it. I want to hug y'all. I love my people, man. I love people in general, but my women, I am a lover of women. I am a platonic, habitual lover of women. I love my girls. So here we go, Miss Pamela. It is a 57 card. That is going to reduce down to what, a 12? We'll go down to a 3. So it's all about communication and relationships and how you meld into the world. And it's called the Unmarked Trail of Revelation. You see that okay? I'm always tilting it weird. But there it is. So your thing is also, so many of you are going on this new journey. You're doing it too. You're coming out of a bad situation, but you're setting yourself up with the opportunity to go down a road where you have more love and joy than you've ever known. The tricky thing is this: you have to be careful not to bring in old thought patterns or old ways of doing things into the new life that you're creating, because it's really easy for us to habitually just kind of bring things in because it's common, it's familiar, it's something we know. Doesn't make it right. So we have to find new ways of doing that. And I will tell you, the minute you start judging a situation or judging someone or even yourself, stop yourself and just go numb with it. Just let it be what it needs to be. When we come out of trauma, we often have the capacity of trying to be psychic almost about the way that we're viewing what's coming next, which shoe's going to get thrown next. And you don't need to do that. You're out of that. So now it's a time to heal. So it's all about just that, right? The shoes, there's no shoe to drop. I mean, the shoe closet's empty. All the shoes that needed to be thrown got thrown, girl. So it's just time to kind of back down now and be super neutral and let things evolve and be whatever they're going to be, because the worst part of your life is behind you. Everything that's coming in now is just good. So now you have to learn how to accept the good. And sometimes that's more difficult than accepting the bad because we expect it. So that's where you are, Pamela girl. Expect the good. Don't worry about the bad. It's none of your business. And don't worry about any shoes getting thrown. The worst thing that's going to come is a flip-flop, and they've never hurt anybody. So love you, sweet girl. Okay, let me get down. Jaylene. I'm assuming, Miss Jaylene, that you want a general reading, so let me see what I can do with that. And hey, Miss Mika, glad to have you in. It's so good seeing everybody in here. I love you guys. I know I say that all the time. I feel so redundant, but I really do. I really love you guys. You guys give me a reason to get up every day, and that makes me happy. So, Miss Jaylene, you got a 37 card, which is, that number reduces to a 10 and then to a 1. So it's all about you. It's about self and source and how you're connected to it. This card is called the Magician's Sword. It's about confidence in your own magic. Okay, can we see that good? There we go. So, Miss Jaylene, obviously, aside from working with animals, you have a capacity that is typically, how do I say this? You have a real duality. You have a capacity to dedicate and give yourself to things that you are passionate about 100% to the detriment of your own self. At the same time, that duality is that you don't typically trust people much further than you can throw them. So you have this one side that's very open and the other side that's super protective. The magic in all of that is learning how to balance the two. Sometimes the balance comes in flip-flopping the situation. So let's say that you were more dedicated to trusting people and less dedicated to throwing your openness out there with other projects. You might find that the balance comes in really, really well for you, because I can see with you that you've got several good friends and a lot of acquaintances like most of us, but you're so cautious about things, about the way that you do them, and very controlled about the way that you do them. You're kind of the leader in your group. You're kind of like the boss lady, right? You've got a real way of managing things. I'm that way. I get it. You don't like people who are, fairy Mary up in the clouds acting like idiots. You want grounded people around you who have common sense, which is hard to find, let's be honest, and people who are bringing something to the project or to your life with a similar mindset. The challenge is in bringing in new things that aren't always comfortable for us or that aren't always in our norm. That's where our growth spurts happen, right? And so I'm going to challenge you to do that. I think that's an area where you need to push yourself. I do see you spiritually super connected, but it feels like you've had a separation that you've kind of superimposed lately. Like it's almost, again, like this protection thing of like, I don't have time to have my head in the clouds right now, even though you feel a longing to connect. So balance, there's still that balance thing that has to come in. There's also something that comes in for me November 16th through the 27th for you. It looks like there's either, this is something like work or charity related that comes in for you that gives you a boost, but that is also aggravating. I think a lot of the time the devil gets lost in the details with other people, not so much with you. And I think that aspect of other people kind of sucks the joy out of what you do sometimes. So I'm just going to tell you, I think it's time for a change. I think it's time for you to flip-flop that duality a little bit and see where that balance brings you, because you've got a good life. I like who you are. I like how you think. I think you're super grounded and super directed, and I love every bit of that. Now I want to see you overflow with joy from people. So I want you to really push yourself in that way, and let's see where we can get you with it, all right? Because I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. If you can adopt that, I think the updates we're going to get now with you coming into the network are going to be astounding. So I want to see where you go with that. I want to see you really push yourself. All right, let's see. Woo! Mika. No question. How can you have no question, Mika? I got questions all day long. The dogs have questions, obviously. These two, I'm telling you. Hot mess. I love them, though. Love them. Honey, the big Airedale has been fostered. She's here with us, but her foster mom and her daughter is staying with us. They just came in from Korea. And Gracie, the collie, is going to be stuck with us. So that should be fun in a van. Just saying, along the trip, if any of you guys have a stash of Valium, please hit a sister up. Let me know. All right, Miss Mika, let's see what we got. We have got a 36 card, which is a 9. It is called Lost in Space and Needing Direction. It is, however, inverted. I'm going to show it to you upright, beautiful girl. There we go. But it was like this. So here's the thing, Miss Mika. I don't think so much that you, kind of like the card is saying, that you need to find direction. I think that you need to find flexibility. I think one of the biggest issues as you move through things is you have such a set way of saying, if it doesn't go down like this, then it's not right. And there are many ways for things to be right, many ways for things to be wrong. And so I think the biggest movement for you is all about that flexibility. I think you have to have more of that while maintaining the capacity to not be naive with other people. Because one of the things I do see with you is that people just kind of slip in the backside with you. As hard as your shell may be, people seem to get in. You always leave a crack in the fence. So it's a lot about balance tonight, you guys. I'm feeling that really with everybody. There's a lot about energetic balance. And I'm not surprised with everything that's going on, but that's the major thing I see coming up with you, Mika, is it's all about just kind of, being more flexible with situations, because I feel like, in all earnestness, that you miss a lot of opportunities financially, emotionally, mentally, just everything that would stimulate you, because you have such a fixed view of the way things that should be. So if you can open yourself up to not have a fixed opinion about things, and again, kind of like I was saying with Jaylene, just let things organically kind of be, you're going to find a real sweet spot where you blossom. And I think you're right on the edge of that blossoming, right? Like it's coming in. So just make sure that you're kind of staying in that flow. Everything else for you looks really good for me. I don't see any other major things. I think you do have attention to detail issues as far as like keeping up with bills and dates. I think a calendar would serve you well, even a whiteboard. But those little things are minor, right? Like they're nitpicky little things. But on the up and up and on the in all, I'm babbling today. Sorry. You look good. I want you to kind of pay attention to those things. I think where we're going, guys, we all have to be a little more flexible in our mindset about what we view as right or wrong, because the world is about to shift on us pretty doggone quick. And if we are too rigid and don't have some flexibility, we are going to be like a cold, hard, broken pretzel. Instead of sitting in an inner tube floating down the river of, you know what, singing the whole way, we're going to be like a broken pretzel getting soggy, laying on the side of the bank. So we got to be a little more flexible with stuff. All right, Miss KJ, let me see what you got going on. I'm going to pop it up on the screen if that's all right, KJ. Okay. The transplant got pushed back to December. I feel like it's the worst time. If you miss the kids home visiting. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, I think we talked about this last time. I told you the transplant was going to get pushed back. There's no two ways about it. But darling, you have to remember that everything happens in exactly the timing that it needs to happen, not necessarily the timing that we want to happen. Are you guys seeing the theme tonight? Are you seeing the reoccurring theme here? As far as you feeling like crap because the kids are going to be home or not going to be able to be with you, you have to let that go. Why are you future tripping about something that's out of your control and assuming how you're going to feel or how they're going to feel about a situation that hasn't happened yet? Sometimes you just have to sit back and let situations organically grow and do what they're going to do. I mean, that's like being pissed at a tomato plant that hasn't popped out of the ground yet and being like, you son of a bitch. Do you know what I mean? You can't. It hasn't grown yet. It hasn't happened yet. You plant the seed, you put the intention, KJ, and then you just open yourself up without guilt and remorse and you wait. Guilt and remorse are going to bring you way down a hole you don't need to go down. None of us need to go down the hole. So please, guys, don't go down holes. It's like I always told my boys, don't stick anything in a hole where you can't see the end of it. Horrible, I know, but real. So I'm going to tell you the same thing. Don't stick your intention, your thoughts, your hopes, or any ideas you have down a hole you can't see the end of. Leave it right there. Okay. Where are we? Sandy Gross, you are very welcome, beautiful girl. I love you to death. Miss Izzy would like a reading. Please and thank you, of course. That's a new thing, isn't it? I guess because I've been in overseas for so long in Europe, that coming back and seeing the way we type here in American, like with all the little, letters and the words. I'm still learning all that stuff. It's so funny, but I like the please and thank you. It's very sweet, Izzy Pants. So let me see what I can get for you, my love. Give me just a second. I need to get a little sip because I'm dying. I don't want to die on air. There's nothing cool about that. I always figured I'd kind of die on the shitter, if I'm going to be honest. I've had an interesting life, and I figured maybe I would die in an interesting way, just sitting on the toilet. Who knows? My kids would have a good fun with that. All right, Miss Izzy. So I pulled for you a 34, which is a 7. Okay, and it's called the Lay of the Land. It's all about ancestral wisdom. It's a really beautiful card. I have to be honest with you, though, Izzy. That card for me is more about generations of women that you're connected with, and it's also about you laying in that same connection. It's funny because we fight becoming our mothers and becoming our elders most of the time, and we always end up in the same path. I think we can improve the path. Do you know what I mean? It's like kind of like carving out a trail in the woods. The first time it's a muddy hole marked out in the ground. The next time maybe they've laid down some pine straw. The third time maybe they've laid down some rocks. The fourth time maybe they added lighting to it. I think you're where the lighting gets added to it. But there is this thing about with you about kind of controlling all that. So there's a whole aspect. I'm not sure if somebody's getting married, if this is you, or if there is a relationship that's coming in, but I feel this real connection of like a spiritual combining. So this is like 2 or 3 people that are coming into a scenario that combines them very tightly, and it feels really heavily like karmically connected for me, almost soulmate connected for me. And there seems to be a lot of influence from people around and outside that will push this to happen if it hasn't come in yet. If this hasn't come in yet, it's coming in. And I'm not sure exactly if it's happened yet. That's kind of the weird thing. So the ancestors for you are not going to tell me. There's a certain element of surprise that they're talking about with you. You need a new beginning. You need a do-over. You need things to shift dramatically so that you can find your way out of that tunnel back into the light. You're highly creative, highly thoughtful, highly sensitive, very artistic. You have a very strong wit and mind about you. And so all of this is, I think, about rebirth with you. But there is somebody coming in. There is 2 people, I think, but specifically one person that comes in. This is like soul group kind of energy that come in and start pushing you towards this new beginning. So that's where I see things going for you, sweetie. Stay open, stay attuned, Stay in that flow of gratitude and openness so that this can come in for you. But I feel it really, really strong coming in for you. So eyes open, heart open, crown chakra open. Let it flow, baby girl. And just see what kind of miracles the universe is sending you. Because I genuinely believe that the universe and God, if you want to call it that, whatever your belief system is desperately trying to bless us all right now. But we've gotten so used to feeling sad that we're rejecting the blessings. So please stay open to the blessings, okay? And Pamela said, oh, you're so cute. I need to come here. I'm telling you, in real life, you may not want to see me in real life, girl, but no, I'm joking. I'm coming. And if y'all don't believe me, I will tell you, ask Victor. That's how I got to El Paso. I said, I'm coming. I called him. I'm on my way. I'm leaving in a couple of days. He said, seriously? Yes, I am. I am a person of my word. I don't talk idly, and I don't make BS conversation with people, and I don't make promises I don't keep. So if I tell you I'm coming, you better expect that this redneck is showing up in a van knocking on your door. So there we are. But we will get it all worked out. Oh, Jaylene, you love my Airedale? You had a couple yourself? I love her too. We rescued her about maybe 3 months ago now, and she is the sweetest soul. Unlike most Airedales, she's so calm and cool and collected, and I train with her a lot. But her discipline and her disposition at this point are just beautiful. I'm going to miss her dearly, but she is lovely. KJ, did you hear me say New York? Probably not. I hate to say that. Now, Carol and I had been talking about meeting up somewhere along the way. New York's going to be a little far and a little treacherous that time of the year, mid-November. But who knows? Weirder things have happened, KJ. I mean, the whole world could go straight to shite, and I could end up living in y'all's driveway, which is terrifying. In fact, I was threatening Rachel with that the other day because Rachel and I are kind of soulmates in that arena. And she said, come on, right? Good old Rachel and Wanda too. We'll all be living in one big driveway, I guess, broadcasting from my van. It's classy, isn't it? I have bougied that van up there. You're going to be tickled when you see it. I'll put some pictures up on the network. Okay, let's see. KJ, you like my cards? They are super cute. I love them. Love, 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 love. Oh, it was Glenda. Hey, Glenda Peck. Girl, I'm so glad to see you in. I hope everything's going well. I've missed you. You've been absentee a couple of weeks, or a little bit, I think, but I know you've had a lot going on. You've got a lot of big changes coming in, too, so I'm glad that you could make it. I miss you, everybody. Hey, Miss Chastity, there's our girl. Everybody's baby, Chastity, right? Like everybody wants to adopt Chastity and just kiss her and hug her, and here she is. Everybody loves her. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me see. Where are we? Where are we? Diane's in the house. I can see that. Carol's popping in. Chastity, can you get a general reading? I've been waiting a whole week. You're absolutely right. That's all I do. I just sit around and drink espresso and wait for you guys to ask me for a reading while I'm working on the van. But yeah, absolutely, honey. I'll be happy to do that. So let me see what I can pull for you, my beautiful girl. Oh, this one is, you're going to love this. Feel free to kiss me on the cheek later. It's a 47. It cuts down to 11. This is a mastery number, and it's Sky Bridge. It is the possibility for union. You see this? The one thing, Chastity, that I think I know and everybody knows who knows you is that you are someone who needs not only to be with somebody, but you need a magical, spiritual, soulmate type of union. One where the positive aspects of like sex magic and spiritual union come in together, but something so deep and profound that it rocks your soul. I think everybody wants that. I don't know if everybody can handle that. I feel like you can handle that. And so that card really excites me because I do see somebody kind of popping in for you. Your mind has been changing. Your mindset has changed a lot over the last couple of months. I've watched you grow. We've all watched you grow. But I'm going to tell you that somebody's coming in and it is work related. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh God, not somebody from work. But this is somebody who's coming in from work who's going to kind of shake you up and rock your world. I don't think that this person automatically, that you're going to feel the automatic thing of like, oh my God, this is it. I think this person's going to sneak up and bite you right in the ass. Not literally, because that's creepy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's going to sneak up on you. It's going to grow into something that kind of rocks your soul. So I hope you're ready, baby girl. Be open. It's going to happen over the next 4 or 5 months. This person is going to come in before Christmas, and it looks like this person is getting hired in now and won't come in until around the 17th of December. So be prepared. If they come in earlier, bravissima. If they don't, keep in mind I said December 17th, but this person is coming in. They will be a permanent person. They will be a full-time person. This is somebody who wants family, somebody who wants children, somebody who wants to build a life. And most people don't want to do that anymore, but you are an architect of love. You need somebody who wants to build a damn life, like all the way. And that is coming in for you, my darling. All that goddess energy that you've been putting out, all that intention you have been putting out, the clearing that you have done is tremendous, and now it's paying off. So ladies, everybody in the chat, give Chastity a round of applause. She needs a little hand here. She's done it. She finally got it. She finally got it. So many people don't, but Chastity did. Now you're attracting all that in, and I could not be happier for you. I cannot wait to see how this blossoms, but I will tell you, it will be a December surprise. This will not be what you thought when it first comes in, but it is going to be exactly what you need. So eyes open, heart open, sweet girl. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited. That's so exciting for me. So excited. Sandy Gross, you are welcome again, and thank you. I'm glad I was right on the money. I appreciate it. Glenda, you will see me when I come to Georgia, because I'm going to stay with Rachel for probably a couple days, and with Wanda too. I can't not be there with my girls. I've been with these girls for half a lifetime. But I will definitely see you then. We will grab a beer, build a bonfire, and I will make some pasta, girl, and we will be kicking it. All righty, let's see. Hey, Betty. Good to see you, sweetie. I'm so happy that you're in. Carol, you like the shoes? Good. Oh, my Lord. Betty, I'm happy to see you, darling. It's good to see you. Pamela, you and Sandy work it out. Listen, you and Pamela and Chastity, all of you guys, y'all work it out and I will work it out. But I promise you, I will be there. Feeling the love, Miss Carol. I love all of you guys so much. And Jillian, you are very welcome, sweetie. I appreciate you as well. I really do. You guys are all incredibly, incredibly special. Hey, Shelly Van Hoy, I didn't see you until just now. Well, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry you can't stay in for this one, but we'll definitely see you next time. We're glad you made it in. All right, let me see. Miss Kelsey, you got a question? No, I'm joking. Besides needing a social life, what else do you need to know? Well, I'm going to pull the card, even though I don't really need to. But it's 61. It's called Well Song, and it's called Resonating. Kelsey, I will be honest with you. Social life is important. Your health is important. Obviously, job important. You are cutting all these little things, these tasks, and getting them under control one by one. I think the one place where you are missing the fullness of your life is in that resonating and understanding how to really resonate and be an energetic. I think it's a space where, I know you couldn't do it last time, but if you could have taken the class with Carol and Brigitte and KJ, it would have been so beneficial, and it's not too late. Maybe I'll pull another class in for you. But I think the thing that you need to really bolster yourself is that connection to yourself, is knowing your own power and knowing how to disconnect from a reality here that does not serve you. I think that's all it is. I think the reality that's been serving you is a learned reality. It's a repetitious reality, but it's not something that actually feeds you. It doesn't feed you at all. It leaves you sitting second fiddle. in everything. And I need you to be first chair violin, right? So I think the major thing that we need to work on with you is energy. I don't think there's any of us here that wouldn't be more than happy to do that. But I think it's the one area, that resonance, understanding harmonic, understanding energetic flow, understanding those subtle shifts and how to work with energy would change your entire life and perspective. I can tell you there are 3 women on this page, plus 1 man, Mr. Victor Astorga, that it has changed their lives profoundly. I don't joke. When I was telling you guys about the class months ago, I wasn't joking. I know some people didn't, they probably thought, okay, she's trying to sell a class. It's not that. I didn't sell anything. All 3 of them were taught at no expense at all. And Victor has worked very hard with everybody on the side for me. But this information, what we do, will change your world if you can let it become part of your reality. And I think that's where it is, Kelsey. I think you have to make that choice, sweetie. You have to choose you, but in a higher capacity, right? Not in the capacity of where we reside right now. The energetic we're in right now is a train wreck. Okay, KJ. I did say that'd be later than sin. You have mother guilt. Honey, we all have mother guilt, but here's the reality. Everybody's going to be just fine, right? That guilt just isn't necessary. It feeds the wrong wolf, so try to let it go. Try to let it go. It's just feeding the wrong wolf. Miss Dawn Cecil, how are you, sweetie? I am glad that you are here, and I would be happy to give you a reading. So let me jump in and see what card I can find for you. Can y'all believe it? We've only been in like 38 minutes. I always feel like I'm babbling so much, like I'm not getting to everybody, but then I am. I'm proud of myself. I guess it's the chef in me. I'm all about that time management. Okay, Miss Dawn, you got a 64 card, which reduces to a 10, which reduces to a 1. So this is all about you. It's called Woodwives, and it's all about adaptability. So you know how we have obviously seasons that change within Mother Earth, but we also have seasons that change within us. All humans do, but specifically women. We have seasons that we go through that we don't necessarily honor quite as much as we should. I think with you, it's about honoring your body and about the season that you're in and taking the time to actually go through that season without finding a distraction to keep you busy. I think that's one of the aspects, is that you're constantly finding something to keep you busy rather than focusing on yourself, because it's easier. It's easier to put that time and energy somewhere else. But you need to pay attention to the season that you're in right now. We are in the fall. This is a time when we start to plan and prepare to be comfortable, to find refuge, to bring things in. It's that time of the year, and it's in preparation of that hibernation time and space that we need. And I think you need that desperately, because I feel like you're psychologically pulled in a lot of different directions all the time, psychologically and physically. So it's about kind of roping all that in and creating a safe space, like a womb, right? You need a place, but you have to deal with you. You can't deflect and put that time and attention on the needs of other people just for the sake of deflection. Because that's really what it comes down to. You have a strong core group. You have people who love you, people who value you. I think the one person who's not valuing you is you. So you need to take a little more time with that, with self-care, with carving out time at home for yourself, a space that is only for you, a place where nobody's touching you, asking you questions, breaking your balls, driving you crazy. You need that kind of space. So try to work on that. Do a little study in the seasons of women. I know there's a lot of data out there. There's a lot of information out there. There are a lot of women who live seasonally, as we are naturally supposed to. We've just been brought out of that rhythm. But do a little research in that. I think it's going to serve you really well and help you kind of find your way down that particular path. All right. Thank you, darling. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Louise. Hello. Good morning. Okay, so are you in the UK or where are you at? Because it's gotta be somewhere on the other side of the pond here. We're glad that you're in, Miss Louise. Good to have you here. Hey, John, you absolutely have, there's time for a question. If you have a question, sweetie, just stick it right out there for me. And I will be happy to get there. Absolutely. Brad Wolf, I should use star cards so I can see Uranus. Huh. Nah. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the enlightenment, kid. I'll keep that one right back in the ticker. I appreciate that. Hey, Sonia Hernandez from Edinburgh, Texas. Well, I am in El Paso, Miss Sonia. It is nice to have you here, beautiful. If you would like a reading, just make sure you put that down in the comments and let me know whether you have a specific question or a general reading, okay? Chastity, we love you, girl, for sure. Okay. Oh, I see we've got some, okay. Dossie, Brad Wolf in private for a draw. Thank you. Okay, I don't even know what's going on here, but it is what it is. So apparently we've got a gypsy in here. Let me just go ahead and block the gypsy. I bet you didn't see that one coming, did you? I bet the cards didn't even help you with it. Sorry, gypsy. So sad, too bad. Okay. Glenda, I can pull another card for you. Absolutely. Just let me know if you have a direct question for sure, and I will get that taken care of. Boy, that gypsy girl was all kind of in here. I can't believe y'all didn't eat that one alive. I know how y'all get when somebody comes in and messes up the energy in the network. Y'all are like rabid dogs. I love it. It's good stuff. I wish she was on it, huh? Okay, Betty, can you have a general reading? Yes, you can. All right, let's see what we got, girl. I've got a number 8 card. It is Crown Games, and it's the right use of power. And I feel like this one came up a couple weeks ago. Betty, listen, for you, it's been about pulling back a little bit. It's been about kind of rechecking and rethinking how you want things to move forward with more exact measure. It's really deliberate. It's really calculating, and in a very, very good way. You know, a lot of times I'm saying to people in here, especially tonight, that they need to be less discriminating, perhaps, and be more open to letting things flow. And with you, I think because you are now in that phase of learning how to really manifest, you need to be more directive, much more clear. And you're in that path. I will say that it's not, manifestation has nothing to do with spirituality. It is a natural thing that we as human beings do. Okay. It's not a spiritual thing. It's a natural thing. It's a prayer to ourselves, a prayer to our higher selves, to the universe. And it's basically just claiming what we'd already set up for ourselves. So that aspect is kind of where I see you moving into and moving forward. It's all about finding a way towards personal salvation where it finishes and has a comfortable path in life for you, where you can sit and coast, right? Where things just get easy and predictable and simple. And so make sure that that's all part of your manifestation when you're working with it, but be very detailed. Less spiritual thinking, I think, sometimes, and more detailed in how you're manifesting. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Hey, Michael. Dawn, you are very welcome, darling. Okay, John, you have a special event in a few weeks. You're anxious that you'll fill the seats. I feel you. Listen, events are going to be tricky this year. There's going to be a real balance in this. And I will tell you, I think there's some secondary marketing that needs to come into play here to make sure those seats are filled. But there's a lot of spending with this project, and it is scary. I mean, a lot of spending. I think the major thing is, you know, really keeping a close eye on the decisions of how detailed and how far you go with things. Your mind is also one that will tend to go too far until you edit. And so this is all about editing. But will you guys fill the seats? Yes. There will be enough people to make sure that you not only break even, but that you come out with profit. But there is this secondary avenue of marketing I would like to see happen with it. So I'm not sure if this is like a campaign that you do incorporating some type of charity event or some kind of raffle charity event. There's something that comes in with this. It's like a secondary line that you need to pull in to really get it as close to capacity as you can get it. But it will turn out fine. So try to let a little bit of that stress go, okay? It'll be all right. I promise you. Okay. Louise, you're in Melbourne. Any messages would be fantastic. We're glad to have you in, sweetie. And hi, Liz Brewer from London. Nice to have you in as well. Love getting all you international girls. And I'm an international girl, even though I have a redneck accent. Who knew? All right, Miss Louise, let me see what I can get for you, sweet girl. Ooh, you got a 63 card, which of course is going to reduce down to a 9. It's called Winter's Dream, and it's the gestation period. So, Miss Louise, right now, you are all about soaking up details, watching things. You've been doing that for a while, though, but you're a good observer naturally. I think you're somebody who people watches. You could do it professionally if somebody would pay you to do it. But it's all been about just absorbing information, absorbing ideas, watching the realness of other people, watching the reality of the world around you, and kind of surmising now what all that looks like. I would love to see you writing. I think you have the capacity to be a brilliant creative writer if you'll turn yourself loose, because there's a real spiritual maturity to you that I absolutely love. And it's not so much that you come through as a guru, but it's that you come through with this humor and this unique insight in the way that you view the world. So I would love to see you doing that. I think that would be brilliant. I will also say, watch your money. Please don't spend money on silly things. Please try to conserve it a little bit more. But be very careful in that regard. I think there's a real draw, as creative as you are. There's also a real craving for stability with you all the time. So it's always about this balancing act, this balance game with the two things. But again, I would love to see you writing creatively. Maybe a blog or something is the way that you need to go. But I would like to see you putting the way you view the world in Louise's mind and that humor out into the world to kind of uplift and highlight things and lift other people up. So give it a go. See where that takes you, because I think that's kind of where you need to be heading creatively. You're just so creative. I just want to see you do it. Oh, goodness gracious. I love having everybody in here. It's so cool. All right, let me see what we got. Miss Liz, if you want a reading, please let me know, sweetie. I haven't seen it yet that you were looking for one, but there it is. You'd love a general reading. See, I just didn't get there yet. I just have not got there yet. Okay, let's see what we can do from you, Miss Brewer. You have got a 32, which is a 5, and it's called the Jeweled Web of Connectivity. So there we go. Can we see it? Sorry, my fingernails are gross. Mechanics. Beautiful card. Very, very cool. You are a goddess in your own right. You are someone who is always trying to learn something new, trying to dig deep into things, trying to dive into things, figure things out, but also kind of whimsical. You have this lighthearted, jovial thing about you most of the time. I think with you, there's a lot coming up around you that's about balancing your relationships, specifically with people that you would consider family, whether that's close friends or people that you've made family with, or with your family directly, because I think you get misunderstood a lot. I think people, everybody loves you, but I think they misunderstand you a lot. So it's a lot about kind of that connectivity, maybe using the season that's coming forward. There's nothing wrong with doing that to kind of bolster that connectivity a little bit. But for me, again, with you, it's all about relationships. I see you really working on that, really harnessing all of those things, kind of tightening the rope on things, learning to trust people a little more. I think the trust thing, it's hard these days, but you know what? It's been hard since the beginning of time. It's not that mankind has shifted that much. We just have more weapons and technology, but we're the same dumb monkeys that we were a long time ago. The security for you, the personal security for you, comes in the relationships you create, and you are a creator. So I need you to step forth and make sure that all of that lightheartedness, but also that deep part of you that likes to dive into things, that you're putting that energy into the people around you, because I want to see things just burst. That's where I really see big changes coming in for you. Also, it feels like you have some new things coming up. I'm not sure if this is work, but it feels like a work or money opportunity for me that comes in this month for you. And that's exciting. So let me know next week. I'd like to know what's going on with that. But I do see some movement in that way. Just let's watch your money. Let's be careful in those areas. And let's try to put a little more direct intention and creativity into the relationships of the people that you're with. If you're saying right now, already give them too much, everybody thinks that, but in truth, we don't. We give people about 40% of ourselves, right? We conserve the other 60% we think for ourselves, but in fact, it isn't even for ourselves. We just use it for stupid crap like reality TV. So let's sit down and really think about what that means. But I'm so super glad that you're here, Liz, and I hope you keep coming back. We're happy to have you, sweetie. Betty, you're very welcome, darling. Very welcome indeed. We've got Brandy Dempsey. Hi, Brandy. Nice to see you. John said, awesome. You just talked about another way to market. Yeah, I think that's the key here, John. I think there has to be another marketing employee. You know, our industry is a luxury industry in food, and people are freaked out right now. Even people with money are freaked out right now. And so we have to find a new way to kind of conjoin multiple projects into one to benefit not only ourselves but other people. So let's see how you can pull that one off. Maybe you can incorporate some type of raffle or benefit in along with that. There's a brewery, John, and they're close by. They're really good friends of mine. The owner is like a son of mine. We stayed in Italy with us for a while. They're phenomenal. They're in Palmetto. If you will email me privately on the Ascension Network, I will hook you up with him. They just launched their new canned beer, and they might be interested in working with you too, because they do a lot of benefit work and stuff like that. So that would be a good contact in your area. So hit me an email, and I'll see what I can do. All right, Liz, can you see me moving into a new home from where you are? You need to move ASAP. Let me see what I can see, my darling. I see something coming, but here's the thing. I think the market there, as well as what we're dealing with here, is highly competitive. And I think this is a situation of people are just kind of dragging their feet, kind of dragging their ass through the mud when it comes to getting things done. It's not you, it's what happens on the other side. I do see it coming in, but not for about another 17 days. And I hope that doesn't frustrate you too much, but I just don't. I don't see things happening. It looks like there's going to be one little quirky, weird thing after the other, but you will get there, okay? That road is pretty direct. You'll get there. Just try to not lose yourself in the speed bumps along the way, but you'll get there. Okay, let's see where we are. You guys are just precious. Sweet, sweet, and sweet, sweet, sweet. Did I call you a monkey? Sandy Gross? Look, I'm the monkey. Okay. Oh, Liz, you're a fashion designer. Very cool. You are safe where you're trying to move. Liz, listen, it's just things are shifting really quickly, okay? So you have to be really very fluid, very open. But things are going to shift very quickly. You're highly creative, obviously, right? But you have to start using that creativity in a way that expresses itself even further, pushing yourself even further. But it has to come into the real world. It's your viewpoint. It's your vantage point. It's the way you do things. You know how to manifest in that arena, but it's now time to start using those utilities with some of the people you know too, to kind of wrap up those relationships to help things move a little bit easier. So try to put those two things into collaboration. John, you can write me a private message on the Ascension Network anytime, and I will get it, and I'll be happy to hook you up, okay? And we will absolutely get that taken care of. All right, guys, it's 7:25. Anybody else got a final question? If not, like Wanda always says, I'll turn you loose. I don't want to, but I'll turn you loose. It's always nice hanging out with you guys. I appreciate y'all putting up with me and dealing with my blabbering. I know sometimes I can be a little long-winded, but that's all right. Everybody can. Y'all just be happy that I'm sober. If I were a little tipsy and long-winded, well, it would actually be funnier. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Did I miss something with Glenda Peck? Is that Glenda had a question? I guess I missed it. Okay, I see it now. Sorry, Glenda. You wanted a general reading, please. You're concerned about your brother and hoping he's going to get better soon. Okay. Glenda, when it comes to your brother, I feel a lot coming up for me, like all the way up from like my upper intestines, up into my heart, up into my chest and my throat. It feels really tight there and really weak there. And so I'm trying to make sure. Did Diane get a read? KJ? No, she didn't, but I will get to her. Diane, please put your question in if you have one. He's going to be okay. I think the thing that pulls him through all of this is his connection to love and to family and commitment. But there are some underlying things here that I think everybody already kind of knows about that have to be dealt with. With him, I do see that some of his organs are a little weak. Um, those issues are going to have to be dealt with medically. His will to live is high. His body is fighting, but he will be okay in the end of this. He will be okay with this. I do feel him in a weakened state, though. I think, is it ever going to be the way it was before? No. Now, I'm not saying that in a sense of, that he's going to be handicapped forever, but his body is going to be weakened. So try to not, I know it's hard to say, try not to worry quite so much. Put the intention and that energy more towards the strength of him healing. But this is really in the hands of the doctors right now. This is really in the hands of also of him right now. But I just feel a lot of pressure right there. It's like there's a lot of fluid and a lot of weight, especially going up around my diaphragm. I can feel that really, really hard. But just keep that energy high. We have to remember when people get sick like this, because I had this choice at exactly this time last year. I was dying in a hospital in Hazard, Kentucky, alone with no help, with strangers taking care of my child. We have a decision to make when we go into that point, and we think we know what the answer is until we're standing in front of it. So we have to wait and see what he decides to do at the end. I know that he's fighting, though. I can feel it. So we'll just send out some healing blessings for Glenda and for her brother, and just make sure that they're feeling that love as much as we can. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. Love y'all. I think, Diane, I think maybe we're going to have a reading soon. I'm thinking blessings to all of you. Love to all of you. Thank you for taking time out of your life to be here with this retarded girl. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you very much. And we will be back on Sunday with Wanda, Monday with Rachel. If she doesn't show up, I will bitch slap her, and tomorrow, Tuesday with Victor, who I'll bitch slap anyway because I'm just fussy like that. And then Wednesday with me. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Don't be slapping people. That's my job. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.